According to trusted leakers, the reveal for Call of Duty 2024 is getting very close. The reveal of Treyarch's next Black Ops game, rumored to be Black Ops Gulf War. In this video, we're going to break down absolutely everything we know so far for this game when it comes to the campaign, the multiplayer, the zombies, and Warzone. Now, despite the fact the game hasn't been announced yet, we actually know quite a lot already, as leaks and rumors for this game have been happening for about 2 years now. And with the game being created on the same engine as MW3 and the COD HQ, actual assets and coding from the game is continuously being added with each season of MW3, which is how leakers have gotten access to this information. Now, the game is still in active development, so anything can change at any time. We also have leaks from insider sources as well as voice actors on the game. Let me know what mode you're most excited for Black Ops Gulf War, but jumping straight in, let's start with the campaign. The first details of this leaked in November by a website called Windows Central, who confirmed that the game would be set in the early 90s during the Gulf War and will attempt to explore a nuanced narrative of the Gulf War with a critical focus on different participants within the conflict. We'll also dovetail into the end of the Cold War era and explore some of the consequences therein. Rather than feature current and near future tech that we've seen in Modern Warfare, it will lean back into more traditional military combat technology and familiar Black Ops gadgetry. Fast forward to February of this year, and we got a huge bombshell from Insider Gaming, who reported that Black Ops Gulf War was going to embrace an entirely open world campaign for the first time in COD history. Now, you may remember that Modern Warfare 3's campaign last year explored the glimpses of what an open world-esque campaign could be, certain levels being open world missions, but unlike those, Gulf War's campaign has been built from the ground up rather than using assets from previous entries. This will be a much bigger emphasis on an open world, which will see you and the squad navigate the map more alike to that of a Far Cry game than anything seen before in Call of Duty. And with it being so big, you'll need to utilize vehicles to get around this open world and even use a fast travel system to get from one point to the next. Now, as strange as that sounds, they've also been able to confirm that some linear missions, which are the more classic blockbuster single-player Call of Duty missions we've come to know and love, will be integrated into the game, but the scope of how many there will be remains to be seen. Now, Black Ops Gulf War is being developed by Treyarch, but the single-player campaign is being developed solely by Raven Software. Raven Software also helped develop the Black Ops 1 campaign and were also the sole developers of the Black Ops Cold War campaign. So it does make sense for them to be creating this campaign, as it's a direct sequel to that, and it allows Treyarch to focus solely on multiplayer and zombies. Insider Gaming were able to confirm that some beloved Black Ops characters, such as Russell Adler from Black Ops Cold War, will be part of your team and returning. We can also assume some other classic Black Ops characters like Frank Woods and Alex Mason will also make a return. But we also know there will be a plethora of brand new characters in Black Ops Gulf War. We know of at least one incredibly important character called Ratcliffe, as the actor for this character, called Luke Charles Stafford, accidentally leaked his involvement in the game over on his personal Facebook page. This included photos from the Activision capture booth as well as videos, and in his caption mentions that Activision decided to adapt their next main character, Ratcliffe, for Call of Duty off of his face and likeness. So either we, the players, will be playing as Ratcliffe and experiencing the game through his eyes, or much like Captain Price, he will be that main character alongside us throughout the story. And according to Leakers141 on Twitter, we know the names of 3 new characters coming to the game, called Felix, Marshall, and Newman. And according to Semtex leaks, the Safe House feature from the Black Ops Cold War campaign will be returning in Gulf War's campaign. These acted as pre-brief areas where you get briefed on the upcoming mission, and then you had a bit of choice to explore and have conversations with some of the other characters, which felt a little RPG-like for Call of Duty, which I thought was pretty cool. Now, we don't know exactly how many campaign missions in total the campaign will be, but data miners have already been able to find out the code names for at least 8 of them. Those are going to be displayed on your screen right now. Now, this doesn't affect Black Ops Gulf War's campaign, but sources revealed to Insider Gaming that it's likely going forward Call of Duty would lean into more open world campaigns over linear ones, and that next year's Call of Duty game, which is codenamed Saturn, which currently doesn't have an assigned leading developer, is supposed to be a Black Ops 2 sequel and is also pitched to have an open world campaign with its map being separated into several different biomes and locations. Let's now jump over to zombies, where we know quite a lot of information already and it sounds really promising. Firstly is the fact that round-based zombies is going to be returned returning this year. Proper old school round-based Treyarch zombies that we've not seen since Cold War. And this has been confirmed by several leakers as well as Charlie Intel, who has heard similar. Current rumor is that there are going to be 2 round-based zombies map coming to Gulf War. Whether that's 2 on launch or 1 at launch and then a second pretty soon after, we don't really know yet. Codename for these maps are ZM Quartz and ZM Garnet. One of these zombies maps is going to be set in a city with references to a bank, a church, and police tape present in the map, and have wire ascending, which will allow you to either scale up buildings or travel between buildings. Now, we got a massive teaser at the end of Black Ops Cold War Zombies within the intel, where the director, who is Richtofen, now known as Eddie in the storyline, submitted a progress report on a test site that he is developing in West Virginia. Publicly, everything that's happening has been covered up by a massive news story where they were informed that a nuclear power plant nearby had experienced a tower failure and was leaking, and so all of the townfolk had to be evacuated. This is all a massive lie, as the test site that Richtofen is building is requiring 5,000 tons of steel, which is going to be delivered in order to build something, as well as a schedule for a tunnel network. On top of this, he's also gone on a massive hiring spree, hiring scientists, military personnel, operations personnel, and custodians. And it hasn't yet been explained what this is all for, but this is very likely the city map that leakers are referring to. The second zombies map will seemingly be set on an island with an elevator that will take you to an underground prison and lab, and it will have a ship with a deck cannon trap you can activate and set the angle of. Now, this island is very likely to be the exact location that Dr. Peck is pointing at on a map that we saw in the Forsaken cutscene from Cold War back in October of 2021. And community members have managed to put 2 and 2 together with the help of the Modern Warfare 3 storyline to discover our first references as to what this island map location could be. And this all leads down to James Fletcher from the CIA working alongside Zakhaev. We see during a frame of one of the ACT mission cutscenes that Fletcher actually has a backstory where the CIA pulled him from the NZDF to begin a security job on an island called Terminus Island. This is the first time this island has ever been referenced in the Dark Ether story, and in 1993 he was honorably discharged post-mission, meaning there is a time frame of 2 whole years where some secret CIA activity went down on this island that was never brought to the public eye. The CIA are pretty much trying to cover this up to the point where Terminus Island never actually existed on record. This is more likely Richtofen's doing, trying to keep this island hidden from public record, and is likely that he is also the one that has funded Terminus Outcomes, PMC group that we're dealing with within the Modern Warfare 3 storyline. But why could Terminus Island have an underground prison? Well, we know at the end of Cold War, every member of Requiem is arrested and put in solitary confinement in a location called Black Site 13. All this information lines up so perfectly that within the next zombies map, we will see Gray, Carver, Weaver, and Strauss break out of this prison and end up in the scenario that we see them in within the Modern Warfare 3 Zombies intro cinematic, where their bodies are decomposed within Urzikstan. Treyarch being who they are, they're simply not going to leave this unexplained, and we will see this story play out in front of our eyes. Outside of the 2 round-based zombies maps, we also know, according to leakers, that some sort of consumable system like the Gobblegum system will be returning for this year's zombies. Now, it won't be exactly like the Gobblegum machine, but it's apparently going to be similar, and if it's anything like the Black Ops 3 system, I'm going to be extremely happy. We know a lot of the traditional zombie mechanics are going to be returning, such as the perk machines, the Dewanda Fizz, Pack-a-Punch. The crafting table from Cold War will be returning, as well as the arsenal machine to craft, upgrade, and repair your armor. It will apparently work in the exact same way, but we also have a brand new machine, which is going to be some sort of tool grinder. Because I've found actual model assets for this tool grinder machine, which will allow you to increase your loadout weapons damage potential. It sounds like it could be an extension of the arsenal machine in Cold War, where you use that to upgrade your weapons rarity, but now you'll be using a separate machine called the tool grinder. You also know that the exfils from Black Ops Cold War will also be returning for Gulf War Zombies. Once you've gotten to a specific round and you're ready to leave, you can call in the exfil. After surviving that onslaught, you'll be able to leave on that round. The strangest thing we know so far about Gulf War Zombies is that in the weapons list, the ray gun as well well as the jet gun is going to be in the game. Now, the last time we saw a gun called the jet gun was in Black Ops 2's transit mode. We don't know for certain if that jet gun is what this is referring to, but there's a chance that the jet gun from transit could be in this game. But we do know there's at least one new unique wonder weapon coming to Gulf War Zombies, as leakers have found code relating to animation and visual effects that when shot at zombies causes their skin to start bubbling up, which is very similar in sounding to the KT4 wonder weapons effect from Zetsubo no Shima. There's also been discovery of a new dog variant added that will have tentacles, which sounds really fascinating, and that the Russian Manglers will be returning as special enemies within the mode. Up till now, all of the leaks have talked about round-based zombies returning, but nothing specifically about the outbreak mode. But in recent times, coding was discovered of the ether extractor objective found within Gulf War Zombies, as well as the reward rifts from Modern Warfare Zombies returning. Now, with both of those things in mind, why would they exist within the game unless they were going to be used within an outbreak style mode? I think it would be quite ambitious for Treyarch to support round-based zombies with multiple maps that are very different and unique and have that outbreak style MWZ mode at the same time. But with 4 years of development, I imagine that's given them a lot of time to play around and fine-tune and create a lot of content. Let's move over to multiplayer, as there's already a lot of details out there for it, starting all the way back in October of last year, where leakers and Insider Gaming corroborated that a large majority of classic maps from the Black Ops series are currently in development for Gulf War multiplayer. But it couldn't pinpoint accurately which ones will return to the core game on launch as DLC or integrated into the next Warzone map. Insider Gaming understands that the new tactic of remastering old maps on such a massive scale is a means of reducing the series' notoriously scrutinous development time. Whilst the maps are built from the ground up, development time is cut considerably by the team knowing the multiplayer's direction from the get-go. And with the added benefit of nostalgia, this is something that the Call of Duty series can easily tap into with over 20 years of maps. Some of these remastered maps include WMD from Black Ops 1 and the DLC map Grind from Black Ops 2 returning. Now, according to leakers Alan the Third 90, as well as Bob Network UK and Vondi is Pog, we have a very comprehensive list of all of the perks in multiplayer, as well as the kill streaks, equipment, field upgrades, and modes. Those perks being Overkill, High Alert, Ghost, Tune Up, Restock, Spotter, Battle Hardened, Shrapnel, Cold-Blooded, Bomb Squad, Grave Robber, Fast Hands, Quick Fix, Hardline, Underkill, Scavenger, Blast Shield, Extra Lethal, Overclock, Last Stand, Operative, Anti-Up, Dexterity, Strong Arm, Stalker, Primed, Focus, Ninja, Bounty Hunter, and Assassin. As for game modes, we know currently Capture the Flag, Domination, Control, HVT, Gunfight, Gun Game, Infected, Kill Confirmed, King of the Hill, Intercept, Prop Hunt, and Search and Destroy will all be coming to Gulf War multiplayer. As for kill streaks, leakers have currently found the Hand Cannon, the Harp, the Cerberus, the Hellstorm Missile, a Honey Pot, Valkyrie Rocket, Spy Plane, RCXD, Napalm Strike, Nighthawk, M202 Launcher, War Machine, Gas Strike, Sentry Turret, Counter Spy Plane, Chopper Gunner, Death Machine, Air Patrol, Care Package, Attack Chopper, Artillery, Booby Trap, and the Tactical Nuke. As far as equipment goes, currently leakers have found C4, the IED, Impact Grenades, Molotovs, Frag Grenades, Semtex, Shock Stick, Proximity Alarm, Thermite, Decoy, EMP Grenade, Flashbang, Smoke, Stun Grenade, Combat Axe, Tactical Insertion, and an equipment called SC, which is for marking and spotting equipment. Current field upgrades are Gas, Jammer, Landmine, Ammo Pack, a Shield, as there is currently no Riot Shield within the game, a LS Revive, Spy Cam, Rally, and Trophy System. A lot of words to go over there. But an interesting addition the game is making to the loadouts is now it will come with a third weapon slot being a melee weapon. Last time we saw a game do this was Modern Warfare Remastered, which allowed you to select a specific melee weapon which would be your third weapon, so anytime you meleeed, the knife would have changed to whatever melee weapon you selected. Leakers have also been able to find the operator factions that you'll be playing as within multiplayer, and in the game so far is USMC, SAS, Russian Federation, and SABF. But the most important part of a Call of Duty multiplayer is the weapons, and we have a massive comprehensive list of the currently known weapons that are in the game. Thanks to @VondiIsPog over on Twitter, and we have have a massive list so far, with around 9 assault rifles, 4 battle rifles, 9 SMGs, 5 shotguns, 4 LMGs, 6 marksman rifles, 4 snipers, 7 pistols, 3 launchers, 4 melee weapons. And as you can see all of those on your screen now, there is a lot, and this might not even be the final list. Although these are the code names for the weapons within the files, and this is the interpretation of their real life counterparts. Now, no Call of Duty release is complete without a new Warzone map. We learned back in December of 2023 by Insider Gaming, which Charlie Intel corroborated, is that Warzone's original map Verdansk is set to return by the end of 2024 as the Gulf War map. The release date for the map is currently unknown, but the plan is to follow the traditional Warzone main map release schedule and have Verdansk return as part of Season 1 of Black Ops Gulf War. Now, due to ongoing development, it's unclear which season the map will be based on, but one source implied to Insider Gaming that it will be a fan favorite season, but the exact details are murky. This might come as quite a surprise to players who expect a brand new Warzone map, seeing as Call of Duty have never reintroduced a big map in Warzone before like they're going to do with Verdansk. But it makes sense because with the current Warzone mobile, it adds parity between the two, because right now it doesn't make sense for Verdansk to be on mobile but not also be on console and PC. And I don't think it takes a genius to work out that what happened with Warzone 2 was something that Activision did not want. And so what we're seeing now with Warzone is a return to what players knew and loved about Warzone, rather than trying to reinvent the wheel. We've seen it with the movement and gameplay changes reverted, and then all of those original maps from Warzone now in mobile, and slowly but surely making their way to console as well. The rumored release date for Black Ops Gulf War is around October. In November 2023, Windows Central also reported that Activision could be taking a slightly different approach to this year's game, with the company considering more incentivized pre-order bonuses. For the last 2 years, we've had the pre-order incentive of getting early access to the campaign a week before the release, but one pre-order bonus that they're looking at, potentially weeks of early access to the zombies mode. And if that does happen, then to me that shows that Activision have so much confidence in the strength of the zombies mode this year, which I think is a very, very good sign for those of us that have been waiting ever so long for a good round-based zombies game. And I think the player count and popularity for zombies would reach an all-time high that we've never seen before. And as crazy as that sounds to say, apparently according to some of the main developers on Cold War Zombies, it had the highest engagement and player count of any zombies iteration ever. Considering the game hasn't even been revealed or announced yet, we've spoken a lot about the game already. But according to Insider Gaming, we only have to wait until June to see official first gameplay at the Xbox showcase. And if that is going to be gameplay, then the game would have already been revealed at that point, which gives us a window of late May to early June. So we are only weeks away. Let me know your thoughts on everything we've discussed in this video in the comments. Leave a like if you're excited, and make sure to subscribe, because as soon as it's revealed, you'll be able to find out everything you need to know here on the channel.